I'm in the little picture. I'm over here. The big picture is the small picture. Welcome to the Muffler ship. I guess you can hear me. I don't know. I never do this right. And I always have myself muted. Even though I see the blue, the line blue that's going up and down telling me I'm talking. Spurg's here. Your birthing person is so fat that when she hauls backside, it takes 2 trips. Remember, it's birthing person. We can't use those terms anymore. Those who identify as birthing persons. Hey, Bobby, what's up? I'll never be able to pronounce your name as it is written. And a big special happy Mother's Day to Big Ron, whoever that is, because we're not saying a last name or anything like that. There's no proof of who we're talking about, but Big Ryan, who is a biological male, because I can say that because we're not mentioning a last name. The biological male who is very handsome and dresses very masculine and definitely has never wore a V-neck shirt while complaining about only getting 20,000 views on an episode. So that's why we're here today. We're also here to listen to me try to play a new game mode in Resident Evil called Leon Must Die. I did not get kicked out of high school for this shirt. I don't think this one was invented yet, but this is one of the more tame Cannibal Corpse shirts that I'll wear on Sundays, just in observance of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. This one just has like demons and shit on it, but no real violent stuff. Just and they're not really doing it. They're just jumping around, jump around. So it's like they're just scary looking. They're just scary looking, crawling around the bowels of hell on top of or hanging off of stalagmites and stalactites. There's nothing really to be offended by. They're just ugly. That's like being offended by walking by a burn victim that's just minding its own business, trying to go around in a circle on a little circus ride while children scream and cry and beg to be pulled off of that fucking thing so that goddamn monster doesn't come after him. But happy Mother's Day, everybody, those who identify as a mother. And that's what the wife says hi. Well, thank goodness. And she, from what I understand, she's a mom. So happy Mother's Day to her. Unless I need to dig up some records and find out whether or not those kids are actually yours or not. So, as long as those are your kids, then by all means, those are children of a mom, and happy Mother's Day. You're close enough of being called worse. It's all good. Chicago pizza does get a bad rap. I'm bringing that up randomly because there's this place down here where you can get a Chicago pizza, but you don't have to order it as is. You don't have to get it like it, most people bitch about it. You can customize it. So if you kind of like how they make it, but you just hate that they put that glop of tomato soup ketchup on top, just get Alfredo sauce. And if they bake it the right way, it's fucking awesome. So that's what I did today. That's how I celebrated Mother's Day, because I have no living relatives. So my way of coping was having a Chicago deep dish pizza, but with Alfredo sauce instead of tomato sauce. And it was fucking great. And it's so much bread, though. I only ate 2 slices, and I'm like, desperately full. Like there's no chance I'm eating anymore. And that thing is probably going to last 3 days. Men on a mission. Yes, you have Mabel, Oscar, and Marvin. Who the hell was the other M? Was it M and M? Mabel, Oscar, Mo. That was it. God. Ugh. Ugh. Like for those that remember back then, like with WWF at that time would finally hear about something that's popular in the real world because wrestling forever was in its own dimension. Like they didn't know what kind of music people listened to or anything like that. But by the time they heard about rap music, that's who they came up with. That's the image of the circus outfits. Oh, actually, looks like my Joker tights that are back there. The outfit of purple and yellow, because you know how gangster rap, purple and yellow is, and not like clothes like shirts and jeans or anything like that. Purple and yellow, whatever that fabric is that they wore, that was the WWF's understanding of the hip hopping rap music and what they looked like. Something like a cross between, well, black people and circus tents. And it was the same with other ones, like just as bad, like that dead guy. Or wait, okay, I accidentally said the word dead, especially before 10 minutes, if that's still a thing. I meant to say unalive. That unalive person, Louis Spicoli, he was another one. They were like, we've heard about this type of music out there, and it's called the grunge music. So we need a grunge the music wrestler. Well, what would we call a grunge wrestler? So picture grunge. Picture everything you remember about it, how the people in Soundgarden looked, Alice in Chains, Nirvana, Pearl Jam, and they have a creative department that could have at that time just looked up like what do these guys usually call themselves? They usually call themselves their real names. So it's like, I've got it. We'll call this dipshit Radford, because you know how the grunge people just loved saying rad all the time. That was totally a mid 90s term and not a mid 80s term at all. Oh God, Vince McMahon was the most uncool person on the planet. If he heard about something, he heard about 10 years later after the fact. Another example of how uncool they are. Stone Cold Steve Austin's music, the music we all know and I guess love, that's based off of Bulls on Parade by Rage Against the Machine. That's a certifiable fact. You can so go play Bulls on Parade. I know it's political. You could get the instrumental. It's easy to get on the YouTube. You literally type Bulls on Parade instrumental and it's right there. Play that, then play Stone Cold's music from, either his volume 2 or volume 3, and there you go. And yeah, that's how they interpreted Rage Against the Machine, was that random mash of bullshit. That's me rambling, and all I've had today is coffee and this monster and Chicago deep dish pizza with Alfredo sauce. But that's what you get for free. So remember that if I ever get enough goddamn watch hours and subscribers to, get tips or whatever the fuck. Anyway, haven't heard nothing new from Karmic. I don't know if he's got a channel or not. Oh, is Pell L in here? Let me scroll back. I've been Mommy Viscera. God. Mommy Viscera. Yeah, that's like Mommy Viscera. Like, that's how like a sub would say it to Viscera. Viscera. LL's here. Hey everyone, thank you. I know some of you have living mothers that you could be spending time with. Some of you are married and have kids, so you're married to a mom, but yet you're spending this time with me, the the clown in the floor holding his doll. But Pell's here. Thank you, Pell. Hey, you got a question. Does MOM count as moms, even though they're fat black men? Listen, I mean, it didn't count back then, but in this day and age, fat black men can identify as, you know, mothers or mothers on a mission, in fact. Stealth Chaos is here. Hey, thank you for stopping by, Troublemaker. Uh, How do you spell instrumental? Well, I'm going to tell you, that is a funny thing that you say that, because like every time I go to type instrumental in the YouTube machine to look for an instrumental of a song, I misspell it 100% of the time. So when it goes to the search results, it always corrects me. It's like, did you mean this? I'm like, yes, I did. And yeah, but there's some great instrumental sites on YouTube. One to check out is one called Digital Split. Now, there's no rhyme or reason why this person does the instrumentals of what they do, but they do them legit. Like, they completely extract, like, the vocals or whatever you want. So there's no it's not like 2011 instrumentals where you can you don't get like a ghost of the singer in the background unless it's like hard encoded into another instrument, like, you know, drums, which happens. It's rare. It happens. You can get rid of that now, but there's still a chance of the ghost. Digital Splits one, but he has whoever. I guess it's a he. I don't imagine a fucking woman being smart enough to do this. Sorry. There's no rhyme or reason. It's like start of the day, there'll be an instrumental of The Cure, followed by an instrumental of a random Pantera song, followed by a random instrumental of Whitney Houston. I don't know how the channel is still up. I have no idea. Again, that's like the confusing part of YouTube. Like, if I play 1 second of a WWE match, I'll get a copyright strike, but none of you will. You know, if I play 1 second of a Pantera song, I'll get a copyright strike, or at least this video is blocked in XYZ regions. 8 people? God, why? Why? Why is that many people watching me? And I don't know how many's on Twitter. Anyway. Oh, hi, Pixel. I'm just rambling. I don't know when you wrote that, so I don't know what you walked into exactly. UK Mother's Day was last month. Mama's an organization. Well, I mean, it is an organization, like the Nation of Domination, who I'm convinced has been funded by our government and is still on the payroll somewhere. Here's another great joke by the Steven. Your birthing mother, remember, we're inclusive here. Yo mama is so fat. When she walked in front of the TV, I missed 3 shows. Oh, I should have done that better. That one probably could have been funny if I had any kind of execution. And I didn't mean that in the bad way. Let's see. Your mother is so fat that when she sits around the hoas, she'll literally sits around the hoas. I don't know what any of those words are. I think you're talking another language. Stealth is here. No, I've heard about it. Stealth. Did I see the Iron Music documentary yet? No, I'm interested in that. I gotta be totally straight with you guys, even though I don't look like I'm totally straight. I don't know a ton about Iron Maiden. I like them just fine. Uh, they are in rotation, but I don't know them like I don't know them backward and forward like I know Pantera or Slayer or Cannibal Corpse or even Metallica up until Live Shit Binge and Purge. After Live Shit Binge and Purge, that's I don't know who those people are, but that's not Metallica. Iron Maiden, I like them. I really love their their art and the theatrics that they put on live on stage. They put a lot of time and a lot of money making sure, kind of like Kiss, people that go to their show, they get their money's worth. So I mean, there's so much going on with the puppeteering of their mascot and other things. I can't say enough good things about them, but I don't know them backward and forward. Oh shit! I better preface this now. I hear fucking lightning and thunder. So if I end up noping out of here, uh, just know why. That's happened like twice so far since I've streamed. I've literally just been in mid sentence and lightning hits nearby, and I have no more internet for like 20 minutes. Anywho, oh, Latanya's in here. Hey, thanks for stopping by. Boring evening if you're stopping by to watch me. Yeah, Run to the Hills. That's like I mean, if correct me if I'm wrong, but Run to the Hills is basically their Smells Like Teen Spirit or Enter Sandman. That's like their most popular song because that's the one. Like if you say it, I know who you're talking about. There's other ones that you could mention and go, "Is this an Iron Maiden song or not?" And I might not get it right. Uh, with Frankie, well, he's got the size for it. Yeah, what do you ever consider being a LA loves Iron Maiden, loves their songs, but don't really know them either. Just know I like them. Just know the lead singer's a pilot. See, I didn't know that. If that's not like a hilarious joke that I'm not in on, I did not know that that dude was a pilot. It's in heavy metal thunder. There's like at least 10 different groups, and none of them that big, that have a song called Heavy Metal Thunder. There's even a production music song that was used by Big Van Vader in the early 90s for like 2 months called Heavy Metal Thunder. And the only reason I know that's because I know nerdy I don't think. Oh, disappeared. Sorry, I spilt some monster and mistakes happened. But I went to the Grapevine Mills Mall and I got this Harley Quinn doll, right? And like they had this thing. It was like a buy one get one free, and there was literally nothing else because this wasn't like a real. Oh, not much. This is our channel now. I did call it. And it is lightning and thundering out there, although the mishap, I think, was caused by me just now with me spilling some monster. I go to the Grapevine Mills Mall. I get that. And it's one of those stores where for some reason they try to charge you for the bag. That just went up my ass sideways. And they ask it for you in such a snide manner. It's like, would you like a reusable bag to go with that? I'm like, oh, God, no, I'll just carry it. Just give me the receipt. And you could tell they're just looking down on me that I didn't want to volunteer another $1 for a goddamn bag. I hate how these stores try to nickel and dime you now with stupid stuff like that. And this isn't even like a cool bag or something. It is literally just like a thank you bag that you would get from a gas station. Yeah, that was smart. Maybe there was no lightning. They wanted an out for the day. Yeah. No, the Gooning Mouse is over there. It's over. It's off screen. It's, it's off the reservation. We can't get to it. Well, Pell-L's recalling a joke. Well, not a joke, it's a story. For those of you that haven't heard it, I'll tell the short version because if you have heard it, I can meander and take forever. I was with one of my friends and we went to a Subway that's inside of a gas station. They have a lot of them like that down here where you can go to like a little general and it'll also have a gas station attached to it. So while I'm ordering Subway, my friend goes get some monsters, and they might have even been this flavor. I forget what flavor it was. It was either this one or peach. But so I'm enjoying my delicious Subway sub. Just it's so good. It's so good and plain and boring. And because that's pretty much how you would describe any of the Subway food is plain and boring. And and my friend, he takes a drink, and goes, gluh, 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 and was like, that didn't taste right. And I'm like, well, you should drink more of it if it don't taste right. So he took another drink, and then he described to me he felt debris go down his throat, and he just started gagging. And so we went outside, and we poured the monster out onto the sidewalk. And what came out was what appeared to us to be a decomposing mouse. It was one of the best days of my life. It didn't happen to me, and I got to witness it. And I've heard about that, those plants or whatever, mice will, be crawling across the top there, and they'll just lose their footing. And if they time it just right, they'll fall into a can right before they put the top on it. And it falls into the can. It's and it just becomes part of the monster now, part of the monster that my friend drank. But he did not develop any superpowers for it. God damn, that thunder and lightning is still going, though. I swear I didn't forecast that I'm going to look for an early out. I used, yeah. Luckily, the white monster, it can't really leave much of a stain anyway, Elliot Chicken. And I think I got it all. But now this shirt's going to look like a whacking shirt. So I'm going to just toss it over there. That's why you always leave yesterday's shirt nearby, so you can clean up any unexpected messes if you live alone and you don't have a wife that loves to clean up messes. So there's that. Like a kangaroo. But another cool thing I got, I know I can't exactly flip through it, was at the bookstore at that mall, they actually had the one of the tabletop books for the DC Comics cinematic universe. So it ends with Aquaman 2 and Blue Beetle, which are they are the last two things in the extended universe. So I was glad to get it. And it normally comes with a price tag of $40, but it was $18. I was like, I was going to get it anyway, but especially when it was like $18, then it'll give me, something to kind of nerd out and look at. Oh, hey, thanks for coming by, DV. Yes, SJ. SJ is always good, the dolt, about like tweeting out that I'm live, and I appreciate that. Front of your shirt, disgusting. It was the peach, wasn't it? This is what happens as I'm getting older. I'm forgetting my own interesting stories. Well, I think they're interesting. If nobody else enjoyed it, I'm sorry. Especially after I've told it like a bunch of times. I'm not telling it with the piss and vinegar as I did on Pat Dixon's show. What was it, Pell? About 2 years ago now? Yes, that's when I told it. I think that was one of the episodes where it was either just me, him, and Taz, or it was me, him, and what's his face? The man that draws. I forget his name. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that to be disrespectful. Oh, God. Every time you get the peach. And I love the fucking peach. My favorite is the pink one. My second favorite is peach and purple. Peach and purple are hot. But my grand favorite is the baby blue one that's been around since the beginning of time. But that one's like extinct. You can't get it anywhere anymore. It started out like you could get it everywhere. Then for some reason, Walmart quit carrying it. Then Kroger quit carrying it. And then like everywhere quit carrying it except for gas stations. So it's like, so if I really wanted that blue one, I had to go to a gas station to get it. Now, like, no gas stations have it anymore. So I think it's officially done. Oh, that'd be nice. Oh, I'd love to see some cockroaches come crawling out of some coffee. Just that's right. Just use the wife's shirt. Oh, now that's okay. Roy, I believe you're going to get like a good answer out of that. One, I'm admittedly kind of a contrarian, especially in real life. I'm not agreeable at all. Online, I think I'm way too agreeable, but like I could see into the future with how that was written. and it was going to have a lot of backstory if that universe continued to expand, as at that time we were led to believe. And at the time of Suicide Squad, okay, they definitely didn't make the Jared Leto Joker very sympathetic at all. About the only good thing he did, if you can even call it good, is after tricking Margot Robbie into dropping into the vat of chemicals, the same chemicals that changed him into the Joker, is he regretted it and jumped in after her. So I wouldn't really give him too many points for that, because he did kind of trick her into doing it. Because that's when he was doing the "I'm an idea" thing. And I mean, he did bust her out of prison later. But really, how much of that was good or bad? But that's one of the things that I liked about it, was like they didn't go out of their way with Joker to make him very sympathetic at all. Because even the things that he did that you might be able to say were good, there was reasons that he did it. And even with the Harley Quinn character, they didn't very hard pull her up from being a psychopath, because, like, okay, tied into that Suicide Squad movie is Joker and Harley Quinn in that universe killed Robin, killed him in cold fucking blood. Like there's no turning that into something else, like they did it in self-defense or anything like that. Nope. They captured Robin off screen. It was never filmed. They captured Robin and they beat him to death with a crowbar, and they spray painted his body with taunts to Batman. Ha ha ha, joke's on you, Batman. They spray painted Robin's body. So there's a lot of dark shit that was going on in that universe. If you knew this, if you noticed from like Batman versus Superman and little glimpses in Justice League, you might have noticed that why is Wayne Manor, it looks burned down. Not the one that Bruce Wayne actually lived in, but the old Wayne Manor. Well, that's because Joker and Harley Quinn burned it down just as a fuck you. And then there's the other things, the things that made it to the screen, but you weren't explained to why, because the studio got involved and made them cut shit out completely from the movie with like no explanation. One, there's like the Joker's ghetto tattoos, right? Everybody hated them, and nobody really wanted to say why, but it's because I think everybody assumed that the Joker was going to be a big W that rhymes with bigger, but it starts with a W. Those tattoos, but all of them had a meaning. One, there's an upside down Robin that's dead, has an arrow through it. And it's really terrible looking, but that was put there because they killed Robin, and it's a fuck you to Batman. The damage across Joker's forehead is there as another fuck you to Batman, because that's why Joker has the grill. After Batman caught Joker in that universe, he beat the dog shit out of him, but wouldn't kill him, because that's one of the things Batman's known for, not killing, but beat the dog shit out of him and smashed out all of his teeth. That's why he has the grill, not because he's thug life, but because he ain't got no teeth. So there's that. So pretty much all the tattoos can be explained on Joker's, but they all actually mean something, and they're all pretty much taunts. And it was like that stuff. I guess what I'm getting at with this long answer, which sounds like I'm not answering it, is it did a lot to paint a theater of the mind with me. Like, if there's backstory and more backstory, more lore to go into, that keeps me interested. It's like, why is that there? Oh, that's why it's there. What's the story behind that? And there was a lot of that in that movie. It was like that I never got answered, and I guess it haunts me and it makes me like it at the same time. Plus, David Ayers went on record multiple times saying he has his own cut of the movie that is 99% finished, except for some special effects, and it's just sitting in his house, but he can't release it because it's not legally able to release it, but he has it at his house, and anyone that stops by can watch it with him if you want to. And it shows, it gives you more explanation of the evil ways of the Joker. The Joker teams up with Enchantress at one point. He's trying to make a deal with her. There's a clear shot of like a grenade going off by Joker's face, and like half of his face is like kind of almost burned off. And it goes on and on and on. Yeah, so I guess it's like part of the reason I like it so much is because of contrarianism, and there's a lot that I know is out there and I didn't get to see, and it keeps me interested and I want to see it. And it's a tease. So it's like a tease. I think I like that movie because to me, it's almost like a tease. I didn't like it at first. When I first saw it, I saw it at the movie theater. I walked out of there and just pretty much said, it's like, well, I don't really know what I saw, but I would have done it all different. I didn't think that end boss was going to be the end boss. I thought that end boss was going to be the second to last end boss. I thought there was going to be something else after it, and there wasn't. I don't know. But I like it. I can't help it. And it's something that's on a heavy rotation with me. Like the thought. I mean, for some reason, I'm surprised a lot of people don't love Batman versus Superman. But hell, I don't know. I mean, that is one of the things about me is I do have some stuff. It's like I just like it. It's just my thing. Don't know. I hope that answered it. I just kind of talked a lot for about 10 minutes straight. So somewhere in that 10 minutes might be an answer. I don't know. Doug Nelson. That's it. Sorry, I forgot. About that, you told it was so enthusiastic that tears when I was. Yeah, that's right. I was, yeah, yeah, I guess that's kind of like with any story. After you've told it like so many times, I wish I could tell it the same way I told it that one time, but I don't even know if that episode's still there. Like Pat went on like a deleting spree at some point, and I think pretty much all the ones I was ever on is just gone. I don't know. They might still be there. That's how it looked for me. So if you can find it, I'd rather play the fun version of it than the I'm kind of tired. I've had a long weekend and I'm scared of the lightning that's going on outside. Speaking of Slosh, he had an episode. I didn't watch it. Well, that ends our Slosh talk for the night. I don't know. I wish there was a way to. I know Steve has said he doesn't like to take advice on what to watch, what not to watch, or anything really. But man, that stuff he picks, it's not good. Like I said, I cannot sit through anything Corey Feldman. Corey Feldman is one of the least cool people on the planet to me. And even if you're making fun of him, I just don't want to see it. His voice irritates the shit out of me. Everything about that guy is irritating. Hey. To describe that Kick-Assia movie, like let's say you unironically wanted to explain to someone, hey, what is that movie about? Yeah. Could you? Because what I tried to sit through was, I don't know, just bad jokes. I mean, bad jokes. Worse than trauma jokes. know I gave that example a bunch of times already, but overacting in trauma movies
Out of the way!
don't like it. Damn it, where's that other one?
Can't let him get away.
Oh, God, run away, run away. I promised Resident Evil, but now I'm playing it just because I put it in the title. This game mode is kind of like Mercenary, but there's only one character and it's Leon. I'm assuming later they're going to add more characters. Anyway, now I'm sick of playing the game. Monster is trash. Red Bull's finger cancer and he's like, no, it's great. Oh. Oh no, there are. Yeah, he does. He mailed them a dead pig. He mailed them a dead pig, and apparently on set, he refused to not be in character. And he refused to ever be out of character. So he was weird the whole time. He wouldn't answer to Jared. He would only answer to Mr. J. That's it. So, like, on one hand, I'm like, God, that is, like, next level douchey. On the other hand, I'm like, well, hey, at least you were committed. That's mean. Oh, that was too funny when they did that. It's like they never would acknowledge each other's bald spots. You know, you always just had to pretend. Yeah, that's a long and short of it, I guess you can see. I like the original script, and Margot Robbie is cute. She is. She's right here, and I've got a doll. Ugh, look at that wonder. Look at this. Look at this fucking angel right there. Look at that angel. Yeah, there's different versions of that. I mean, it depends on the universe too, because DC is bad about having 10 million multiverses, but yeah, and what you're talking about might be a mishmash of a couple of different ones, but yes, in one he did definitely bomb and kill a bunch of people at the Daily Planet for sure, and yeah, there's a lot, and also in this in the cinematic universe that never was after Darkseid exploited Superman's sorrow from Lois being killed. Joker was going to be one of the people that got like a special device of some kind, something that could take out Superman and Darkseid for real. So there's a lot of real interesting stuff that was supposed to go on, but well, the DCEU's the cinematic universe is over. The DCU is the one that started with James Gunn, but not the Suicide Squad. The one 2021 is part of the DCEU. That stuff gets confusing, especially to a non-fan. The Suicide Squad movie is like 25% a DCU movie and 75% a DCEU movie. So they'll retain some of that history going forward in James Gunn's universe. And the same with Peacemaker. It's like Peacemaker season 1 is like 50-50, old universe, new universe. This new season is like pretty much all the new universe, and you're supposed to as a viewer pretend. You're basically instructed to pretend that the Suicide Squad movie and Peacemaker season 1 is just a bad dream. So this shit gets confusing. I can totally understand how it's hard to like even start, how it's hard to get like new fans with all this convolution. It probably would have been easier to do one of two things: keep this shit as is and continue on and just make minor changes as needed with the DCEU, or do a hard stop. Like nobody from the DCEU comes into the DCU. And if the actors do, they're all new characters, all of them, no exceptions. So I wouldn't like, but the world isn't simple, as we know. Yeah, I kind of described that. Oh, that one was good. I can't know. That lore, if you go down the right paths, like pick your own adventure. You remember that book growing up? If you pick the right ones, I mean, wow. I mean, it really is like, those old commercials that would urge you to read a book, take a look, Reading Rainbow, because it really can like open up your imagination to another world. You go down the wrong paths, and you'll just end up shutting the goddamn thing and moving on. I get passionate and I get stuck at the same time. Like I want to make a point, and sometimes I can't even find the point that I'm trying to get to with this stuff. All I know is I like it. Yeah. Oh my. Oh my. Trauma's afoot in the slosh Calverse, or who knows. Hey, I want to play more of this goddamn game. I'm gonna see. It's Leon Must Die mini game is tough. It's like, so far I've found out it's like, yeah, you can beat it, but it's like it's almost not worth it because of how stressed out you get. Oh god damn it. I got hit. And I know that the video is a few seconds behind. God damn it, pick it up. I was right there. Make me pay for a bag. Monsters. Ooh, Marksman 1A. Well, any other off-screen importance that went on this week, or of interest? My work week was a nightmare. It was way worse than it was in the past. I didn't even get a chance to like really even look for silly videos to have on deck. And I think I mentioned this the other day. I'll mention it again for those who missed it. Don't bother watching Hail Mary. Not even for free. It was terrible. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think I would rather just watch that wall right there than that movie. God. Ready or Not 2 was very good. I didn't have a problem with it at all. So if you haven't seen the first Ready or Not, go get it. It's super easy to find. And then watch the second one. I think it's well worth it. Didn't have a problem with it at all. And I get bent out of shape over the tiniest details with current era movies because of agenda television and all that. I didn't find any problem with it. Uh-oh. DWG Truth got in trouble, nothing serious, but Reddit took down a post and shamed you. I need more context. Please. Okay, only news I have from Red Cow. They took down one of my. Oh my God! And you know that's correct. So there's a post. So I don't know if these are what I'm clicking on the screen is the same thing or two separate incidents. But like it looks to me like LA Chicken got a strike and Reddit, the DWG Truth Reddit got a strike. Well, whatever they call it on Reddit. Well, I mean, just make a post on Reddit about how you support transitioning underage kids, and they'll restore your post. That's all you got to do with Reddit, is make everything about trans and being very pro everything trans, and you're good. You know, I think that's how you got to game Reddit, is you got to just somehow turn everything into that subject. Oh, I need more. Now I need more. Now you've wetted my whistle with this news. What does it mean they shamed? Like we're gonna put the DWG Truth on the front page of Reddit, and we're gonna write, don't do what these guys did. Oh, back. Yeah, well, I clicked on that made me want to click on the Reddit page and look at it. Yeah, Oliver Tree. I get it. I don't get it. I get it. I get what he's doing. I get it. I don't like it. It's not as bad as Corey Feldman. I can't look at it, but it's pretty bad. Okay, let's see. What do we got? The post was about how PC glazes Red Cow, and it smells funny to me. The PCP don't like me anymore, and I can't eat or sleep anymore without their approval and love. By shame, I mean 2 paragraphs of AI written my feelings and crap. Wait. Okay, let me give you an idea. You tell me if it's a good idea or not. Without reposting what you posted and got taken down, can't you just post their message to you? Is it one of those Reddit values its community and making sure everybody feels safe? That's why we decided kind of like what I believe LA Chicken probably got, which is something I got in the past, is like, I know this is probably disappointing news, but we had to take down your video about Red Cow Stupidness Volume 1 because we feel that it violates bullying and harassment, and we value making sure everybody feels heard and safe here on the YouTube. On this. Oh, good. Okay, so it's pretty much that. Well, I already know what it is. Yeah. I'm telling you, just repost it and put a bunch of stuff about how pro transition you are, and it won't work. Just say they're anti. That's it. Make a bunch of posts about how they're anti. Reddit would never take anything you say or do down again, as long as you started out with it. These anti-transitioners over at blah, 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 entertainment video channel. Oh my God! So the part that they noted was where you talked about junk being unhealthy. But it's factual. It is factual that he is this person, this unknown person that we're referring to. In fact, a made-up person from a comic book might be unhealthy because of their weight choices. So they can't wait to eat. Am I right? That's it. It's like, that's what I think too. That there's a lot of racism over at Reddit because of, when you oppress voices like our Italian American citizens that are pro-transitioning everything. It doesn't matter. Trans pizza into a hot dog. It's all good. Just say that over and over. But when they oppress our our Italian American voices, then they cannot be heard. And if they can't be heard, I just don't want to speak. Body positivity. I'm positive his body's in danger. Yeah. I mean, this is like next level comedy when you're not allowed to say someone that chooses to eat so much that they are probably 500 pounds is leading an unhealthy lifestyle. You're not even saying it like in a mockingly way, like, oh boy, it would sure be funny when he's no longer with us. You're not even saying something like that. You're just pointing it out. Well, that's what we got for voting in the language police. Oh yeah, I bet anything when they came to the channel to ask where the video was, I bet they asked it in that "what happened" way. What happened? I came here to see it, but it's not here anymore. Well, I'm shocked. I'm sure that was that, because they're too stupid to just don't go. Don't tip your hat. If you throw a Molotov cocktail in someone's car and it catches on fire and burns to the ground, You don't call them the next day and go, "What happened to your car? I was wanting to look at it last night at 3 a.m. and it wasn't there. All I saw in its place was a melted heap of metal." Yeah, God. Well, yeah, and that's how they can punch down without getting caught. Because a lot of times, like how do I explain it? I wish we had one of the people that were more verbose than me that could explain this better. But like sometimes when YouTube you get a takedown notice from YouTube, like when they claim you're not using a video transformative enough, and the actual holder of that video strikes you, you'll get that notice, but it'll actually have the person's name, and it'll say it was issued by such and such. Like that Stuttering John in the Dabbleverse does it all the time, and people post it all the time about how, like, hey, my video got struck by Stuttering John because here's the takedown notice, and it has his name as the person that issued the strike, and it even has the email address that apparently he uses for his YouTube channel. But I know there's that. I guess it's that other way too. Like when it's not the channel itself that's like crying to YouTube saying, "I am being picked on by someone on the internet. I need you to have this video taken down. I don't feel safe." They'll have a bunch of their bot people, flag it and report it that way. Like, oh my goodness, I'm just here enjoying my Sunday, listening to the chicken talk about his power tool, and then just in the middle of it, I was shocked. He talked about somebody, mentioned their name, and talked about how 500 pounds is unhealthy, and they might not have the best quality of life. I don't feel safe anymore, and I need to report this. So that's, they're that way, the targeted harassment way, where just everybody goes and they just, bombard YouTube and say, hey, this video has a bunch of bad words or whatever. Any platform. Yeah, that's it. That's true. If Bimmy bothered to do it himself, or have the screen wave people that still work with him do it, like, yeah, that stupid repetitive Reddit page would be on fire more so than it is now already. I mean, now, again, I bring it up all the time, but that page, just Bimmy being alive at this point is enough for them to, spur out. If he actually had a channel or a video taken down because they said something a little bit too stiff about him, yeah, that's all. That would be the talk of the town. That would be the brand new upside down light fixtures and video cameras in the ceiling thing. It'd be mentioned the rest of their life. What do? You get help. You get help by striking these channels that bully me. Yeah, I'm interested to know how few people it takes to get a manual review. Frankie's only managed to get about 20 people tagging about anyone. I mean, I think you said it. I think it's about probably a maximum of 20. I don't even think that many, really, because the channels that I'm talking about in the Dabbleverse, like that Stuttering John, does not have very many people on his side that would go out of their way and try to defend his glory by helping him strike a video. Like, I mean, I know I could at least show, like that one, that real pretty girl that she goes by like two different names, like Lucy Tightbox and Kaylee. Like she has like screenshots on her actual channel, what it kind of looks like, what it looks like when you get one like directly from the person. Let me see. I think I can get to it pretty easy. Well, it's just YouTube, so I shouldn't have anything too embarrassing over here, as long as no one gives me too much shit about who I'm subscribed to, like my extra channel that I use to stream video. That's my This is just my streaming video game channel where I don't talk or anything, so there's no point subscribing to it. As you can see, only 6 people do. I don't even know how I got 6 because I've never done a video. But let's see. Yeah, so we got once over with Kaylee, and I should still be sharing that. Oh, yeah. So hopefully I can zoom in enough on one of these, kind of show you what it looks like. I swear she had one. It was like right on the thumbnail, and all I would have to do is zoom in. I mean, it might be one of these, but I can't zoom in that much. Ooh, anyway, I think it's this one. Let me see how good I can get in. It won't go in anymore. And if I click play on the video, that what I'm talking about isn't part of the video. Oh, well, I wish she was here. She could explain it better. Oh, you have a plan to get below 100? That's easy. That's an easy thing to do. Because like in the beginning, most people just subscribed to me because I had my toe in the Dabbleverse a little bit. So there was some interest there, but that interest waned when I don't talk about anything that they're interested in. I don't have any hot takes one way or the other about Stuttering John or any of the comedians that they hate and love at the same time. So, that's how I did it. I imagine he does. Well, I mean, okay, I can say it like this, Cece, don't worry. There was a movie I was writing one time, a movie. And in this movie, there was a cattle rancher that had a cattle ranching YouTube channel, and was he was online friends with someone that had like a weird username like Sheep's Clothing. Yes, so cattle rancher and Sheep's Clothing. And in their DMing back and forth in my movie, this is a script, just a reminder. And there may have been insinuations about, hey, do you think you could do this? Do you think you could go after this person like that? You don't think you'd get caught or anything like that, do you? So I would assume in this cinematic universe, which I am describing, which is no way real life, it is a movie. I would imagine this cattle rancher has had similar discussions with other people, and other people that probably, unlike the Sheep's Clothing person, probably wants to curry favor with a cattle rancher. So, if you're a cattle rancher with, let's just say 20,000 subscribers or so, and you're a you're a small person, like let's say you got like you know you don't even really have a YouTube channel. You just have a YouTube channel because you watch YouTube, and you have a play history, or maybe you have a Twitter account with like 10 followers, and you're hoping that you might get a big rub off of the cattle rancher. So you do a favor for him, and you imagine in your head, it's like, well, this might be my foot in. This might help me get in on the cattle ranching cinematic universe, and I'll become a guest, and people will like me, and I'll get a girlfriend and this that. Now I'm blowing it out of proportion, but basically what I'm saying is, in my movie, this cattle rancher might have had a lot of conversations with a lot of really small accounts that think it's really cool to talk to somebody with 20,000 subscribers, and it's kind of like thinking you might be friends if you were a nerdy kid in school, thinking you might have a chance to be friends with the football player that scored the big winning touchdown at the big game last weekend. You know, something like that. Just wanting a curry favor. That's what I think it was. In my movie that I was written, and we're not talking about real people. That's so true. That's so true. Yeah, that's what I would be a little worried about. I mean, I know you're a grown up, Elliot Chicken, a grown up with a grown up job, a grown up family. So, and I don't want you to lose your channel. But I know this isn't what you're planning on doing for like a living. This is your you know, fuck around, have fun job on the side when you got some spare time. Because, like, I mean, I guess we've all established I have the weird shit that I'm kind of, I think obsessed is a big too stiff of a word. What I'm trying to stutter out with how I like to collect my DC Comics stuff, and I get into the lore and all that. And you know, you got your main job, but hell, you like to dabble into this Vimiverse stuff and have some fun shit talking some channels. And even though you might not be doing it to get monetized or anything, it still would be unfortunate to have one of your outlets to blow off steam when you're not, you know, at work doing, you know, real life stuff, to have it just go away, you know. Be like if I couldn't watch wrestling or play Resident Evil anymore, wouldn't be too happy. So yeah, I hope that doesn't happen. But I know you're a grown up too, so all done. Yeah, I don't. I know I've said this a million times. I apologize. I've just done with the, you know, it is the same like 10 people that all of them talk about in the Dabbleverse. But then occasionally those new people that were just some dipshit in a chat somewhere, all of a sudden they start showing up on the streams. They start going to the comedy shows and making an ass of themselves. And now there's a new, well, I'll just use it like this because I have a policy not to talk about those people directly because I don't want to fucking talk about them. But like those people that are like the retired ones, like Philip Belmore, right? How he was just a chatter. That's all he was. He's just a chatter, but he caught some steam, and then he started going on shows, and then he had his own channel. He was blowing up, but then he lost that favor with the audience pretty quickly. And I've seen, without question, at least 50 Philip Elmores. And this guy's, I never got the impression he was a bad guy. You know, he just, his content, it wasn't anything of any interest to mine. So I just never paid him any mind really myself. But there's all these other ones. And I could mention them and you'd know who I was talking about. The ones that have come and gone and come and gone. And now we got the current crop that are here that, I don't know. Something about it just irritates the piss out of me. But yeah, it is. Anki is petty and insecure. Thank you, thank you. I'm glad I could put something well for once. My movie is not. It was too unbelievably good and well written. You mean? Yeah. Kind of getting into this, I never thought we would ever be talking about people other than the slosh person. But all I got against him really is that he just talks about the same like three or four things, and he has that music channel thing. I say do more stuff like the Winnebago Man. Pick stuff like that. Nobody on earth wants to watch a Dan Olson video or another thing from Channel Awesome. I don't know how Channel Awesome ever had an audience. I can't imagine that humor no matter what decade it was, and it totally looks like it's from 2007. But I can't imagine anyone at any point in time going there and be like, "Oh lordy, lordy, my sides they're splitting. Oh ho ho, oh my goodness gracious." Just something else. Find something else. Stuff that's safe. Stuff that's not going to get you struck. Watch it. Comment on it. There's got to be more out there than what he's been looking at lately. Um, yeah. So there's that. Anyway, this game's harder than shit. I'm gonna try to play it a little bit more before we wrap up. Ugh. God damn it, Jesus. And this is where I got to give like all the credit to those people like Dr. Disrespect that can just talk like crazy. I got to put full concentration just to play poorly. Ugh. These fucking, man, I hate these roll perk things that have been in games for like the past 15 years. Or it's like, all right, so you got enough points where you can like spend your points on like having a higher defense, but guess what? Your offense is nerfed. And there's almost hardly any like perks that are ever just in your favor. There's like no disadvantage other than it taking up a slot. And this game is full of those. You can have this, but it takes away that. And your health isn't shit anyway, so you kind of need all the health you can get, but your offense isn't shit either unless you have like something like a magnum, but you have no shells for it. So oh, I was playing let's look at the cover page of Once Over with Kaylee. I gotta go back to my page. That's what I'm talking about. One of these days, I'll get the hang of switching tabs and this and that. But then no one would come and be like, he's too much of an expert on how to use the YouTube. you can hear the action. Isn't it just better? It's like old-timey radio. Just hearing the action while I have it on an unrelated tab. Oh God, I'll pick that. Yeah. I wonder if there's any news on that Carmen. Now that I'm thinking about it, I could look. I just won't switch the tab. I'll just leave it on the. I'll just leave it on the pause screen. So let's see. No, I don't want that full screen. God damn it! Don't look. Well, he might be done. I think he's still in. Slush either has a new troll or one of my detractors is selling him BS. Is there a clip? If you're steering me, it claimed. Oh, that! I saw that. I heard that. Yeah, he was in the middle. I don't remember which stream it was. I think it was a music video stream, and then he stopped and I think he started out with blah blah blah, Cinemassacre Truth. One of the trolls there is a confirmed felony meth addict, and he kind of kept down that path for another like 10, 15 seconds, and then he stopped, and then he said, "Oh, I'm just making all that up." It was something like that. There's a clip somewhere I could play it, but I don't know. Tell me where a clip is, if there is one, if it's on YouTube or only on Reddit or something. But yeah, I saw that. I know what you're talking about. Because when it did happen, I was like, I was kind of zoned out because I was second screen playing his stuff while I was playing Resident Evil. And that like woke me up. I was like, well, now is he talking about Steve? I don't know about this here methamphetamine addiction. Yeah, that's what I heard. He was. Okay, so it's in my email. All right, let me go to my email device. There it is. Right click, copy. Please. All right, so it's right there. Let me put in my headphone because I don't have it set up where I can hear it out of my speakers. Okay, so I'm hitting play. Looks to me like I've got the sound and everything up all the way. So I'm hitting play now.
All right, what else we got? We got some Gagzuki action going on here. We got Foles went down. You know what a foal is? It's a baby horse. Now you learn something. Now that's a tax write-off. Now you learn something. This is how I grift. Okay, there's several ways I can do it. I can teach you things. Now it's educational. Now it's a tax write-off. Now I have a new house. Now I'm wealthy. I don't even have a car. I just have poor people. I sit on a piece of plywood. I have poor people take me wherever I want to go.
He sits on a piece of plywood.
Because I can. Because I make so much money off here. From the grifting.
Ow.
If you're going to clip that, also clip the fact that you're a felonious heroin addict and you won't admit it.
Show me your arm.
Felony heroin or no meth. Sorry, not heroin. Let me get it right. Let me get it right. Meth addict. But you're not going to clip that, are you? You're just going to clip the one thing. A meth addict with a felony. What a loser. But I know no one in the chat does that shit. And even if you do, you're not nearly as much of a loser as this. Hey, I made him in my head. I'm just joking. Yeah, it's not based on anybody in reality.
Yep, that's what.
All right, gag.
All right. Anyways, carrying on. Hell now. Yeah. Yeah, that stuff would be in public records, so yeah. And let me be clear, I am that person that would look that up. So yeah, he didn't really think about that bit too well before he started. I think he just made that one up on the fly. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways. Well, that's what you say. You've never been to jail. You haven't even had a parking ticket. Isn't that what a felonious methamphetamine abuser would say? Not even a parking ticket in 25 years? He must be talking about a neutral. Or what I think it was oh, it's like you know how everybody called each other crackheads forever. I think that's went away. Like you don't really mean that someone's a crackhead. I think it was like kind of like almost like that same way. It's like, you know, that guy that's always messing with me, you know, he's definitely a felonious methamphetamine heroin addicted person. Don't even mean it, but you know, they're just throwing an insult out there. Now you have to be even more careful to, well, especially if you say like someone with like a real name, or just say it's in a movie strip that you're writing. In the movie strip, this guy with this real plain name that you can find anywhere. So it's just deal. Uh-oh. What? You never clipped it? You have the video footage? Like in the Dabbleverse, the people here have so much autism, Asperger's. They got the there's like a really recent well, recent is in like 6 months or so. of a body cam footage of that stuttering John guy getting pulled over. I don't even think it was of anything of any interest. Like it was something like generic, like speeding or something like that. But they did that. They pulled that just to have like one of the big shows play it on the TV screen and just to trigger and embarrass him. Okay. So there is like a yeah. If someone says something generally stupid, you can accuse them of having AIDS. You must have AIDS of the brain. What you just said there was so dumb. That's the only explanation for it. AIDS brain. Yeah. Man, I've never, ever, 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 ever drank and drive or anything like that. I've always been super paranoid of like anything, any of the consequences of that stuff, like an actual wreck or taking a life or getting thrown in a what do you call it? Like no, it's worse than that. You wouldn't just get thrown in the drunk tank. That's usually reserved for the hey, this drunk guy is trying to wander home. He's not starting any trouble or anything, but he's clearly intoxicated and just swaying back and forth all over the sidewalk like a drunk. So we're gonna pick him up in the paddy wagon and put him in the drunk tank for 24 hours. Yeah, but no, if you get pulled over for drunk driving, you're out of the butt and into the fuck. There's no fucking way I would ever get. First off, I've only ever driven pretty expensive sports cars, and that's the key word there, expensive. So I wouldn't ever want to get into a wreck and like damage my sports car or run over someone. I mean, that's bad too. But think about how expensive getting dents out are when they're your fault and the insurance won't cover it. But anyway, no, that's always terrified me. I've never done it. You know, luckily I've always lived somewhere where it's pretty easy to get a cab back before Uber, and now with Uber and I can hold it together to where, like, if I was at, like, let's say one of the Mexican restaurants here and got liquored up, I could hold it together to where the Uber driver would have no idea. He put it on. I don't want to look at this parental advisory, whatever. There is some video that has been showing up in my YouTube algorithm up here on the top right. It's like, I think it's like a convenience store in Thailand of just these girls working. They might be girls from birth. I don't know. I'm scrolling down. I'm looking at people on the left that aren't too favorable. I see that Skeptical Robot did something with Karmic. Oh yeah, there's all that UFO shit from the other day. I tried to follow it, but I couldn't make heads or tails what anyone was saying. Seemed like a nothing burger to me. Definitely not like little green men are definitely coming out of UFOs and have been visiting us forever. Because I've always said this, and it was easier to put it into a sentence after drones came out. It's like, all right, so let's say you are on a planet, you've got, technology that far surpasses anything we have on Earth, probably even beyond our imagination right now. So, and you want to explore our planet for whatever reason. First, I've always said, it's like, I'm not saying this right, but like something like a super powered telescope. it wouldn't be a telescope as we know it. Let me be clear. I'm not talking about like something Earth would have. But if they're that far advanced, they wouldn't even need to send a ship here. They could just do like, a scan. They could just scan us from their planet and get all the information they would ever want, ever, without leaving the comfort of their home. So I've always said that. So that's why I've kind of never really believed UFOs too much. Second thing is like, well, let's say there are. Let's just say they are. Why would they be manned? Why would there be people in them? Like, that's part of the reason we've had drones for so long. So a lot of times when we get into combat with other, countries, that minimizes the amount of boots on the ground that we've got to do or anything like that. Just fucking drop off some unmanned little Walmart drones that have little zappers on them and take care of business. So I was like, well, if they're going to send a device down here for some reason, I can't imagine why it wouldn't be anything other than an unmanned craft completely. And it's just got whatever the bells and whistles they feel like they need on it to do proper investigating of what they want to find out about our planet. And it's like, third is like, I guess the only reason I could even think of why there would ever be people on a craft like that would be if they were bored and this was like a carnival cruise to them. It's like, I want to go to Earth in person and look around from, outside the window of the spaceship. I'm bored. That's the only thing I could think of if I was going to give any credence to there being actual aliens on a ship. And even if it was like an Independence Day type thing, why would there ever be aliens on even those gigantic ships? Why would they need to be there in person to pull any levers? They can just do that on their planet and just send the information to the spaceship. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. That's it, though. That's it, thing. Whether they're real or not, you got to go to work until they like take over the planet. Until it turns into, it's not even the Alien movie, the Morgan Freeman as president movie where the asteroid is coming to Earth and we found out about it like a year in advance. I imagine if we found out something was definitely coming toward us within the next month, it's going to be pretty hard to make anyone go to work or do anything. I think the whole planet's just going to do nothing but scream and commit violence for the next month. And those of you that are armed, you just need to barricade your doors and just be armed until whatever lands here. We figure it out after the fact. I imagine you want me to play this. It's the email called "Please play this." Hey, you know what? I think I can handle that request. Oh God.
Resident Good 4. Time for a pillow fight. Oh, you got me.
I'm just petting you. No bear traps here at all. The big cheese.
What?
I have a good feeling about this. Looks like a party over that way.
Oh, now he's being pulled.
This is amazing. Yeah.
Really? from the bouncing ball. It's just fun. You're not going to get hurt from getting hit by it. It'll just bounce right off. I remember it fucking paused. Well, going back to the beginning of tonight's historic episode, that's kind of like what I thought about, like Vince McMahon, whenever he would finally hear about something that was popular in the real world, like rap music or grunge. He'd hear about it 5 years after the fact, and then he would get, again, just like, goddamn, I'll just pull up a picture of Men on a Mission. When you think of mid-1990s gangster rap, do you imagine this? Oh, God, this is bad. Please have good pictures. I know they're all going to be dog shit. This is a good one. It's good and bad. Oh, God. Watch it be one of those can't open the image in a new tab thing. Nope, it did. It actually opened. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right, guys. Be prepared. When you think of gangster rap from the mid-1990s, don't you picture this? Yes, don't you picture that right there? Look at how gangster rap that is. That's just... I gotta be in Compton soon. Good Lord. That is what an alien, like an alien that's like kind of got a grasp of the English language, or explaining rap music and how rappers dress to Vince McMahon. That's what you get. That right there. That's god awful. That's the And I remember that Vince Russo guy, which people nowadays are trying to pretend that they like him, but he would defend Vince McMahon, and he would defend Vince McMahon and say that he was hip and cool and down with it and knew all about the stuff that the kids like. That's his interpretation of what gangster rappers look like. That's the funniest thing on the planet to me. Now let me find Radford. Let's see how... I don't even remember what he looked like as Radford, but I know it's stupid. God, it's dumb. Yeah, it's dumb. It's lame and dumb. Oh my goodness. It's just dumb. It's not even... at least Men on a Mission was comically stupid. This is oof. This is just lame. Please open in a new tab. Don't be one of those weird images. All right, Vince McMahon's interpretation of what a grunge rocker looks like is coming up. So basically, every blonde-headed kid on TGIF in 1995, that's what he came up with. Fat Raven is right. Yeah, and just think, remember those LA riots, all those people running around the LA riots dressed exactly as Men on a Mission. Oh, man. God. It's no wonder why wrestling, for the most part, has always stuck with, the same, 20 dumb gimmicks forever. There's the supermodel wrestler. There's always a super. If we're going way back to Rick the Model Martel, there's always the animal wrestlers. There's always at least one wrestler on the payroll that comes out with an animal, like Jake the Snake Roberts. You always have the rock and rollers, even shitty Radford here. WCW did it better with Van Hammer. At least Van Hammer looked like a fucking rock star. He's no longer with us. But I mean, hell, I'll give him all the credit in the world for actually looking the part. Like, he didn't even look at. I mean, they did the gimmick. Oh no, let me show you another shitty one though. Oh God, Man Mountain Rock, another one that came around the same time as Rad Radford, basically another grunge wrestler. And this is laughable. I mean, not that the other ones weren't, but please, oh God, it's little. You'll have to deal with it. Because these idiots. That's the thing about wrestling historians. They don't know how to save anything of any decent size. So you're always stuck looking at like thumbnails that look like they were created in 1997. Look at this fucking guy. Look at that fucking goofball. Is it Control Plus? Look at that shit. Yeah. So that's that, but at least Van Hammer. At least he looked like it. Yeah, that was like 1991, and they should have known about grunge by then, but I can't really hold it against that much. I'm surprised they got someone that looked like a rocker. He couldn't play the guitar, though. That was a bad sign. I mean, he would come out and shake it. Oh, no. I will not. I'm not in the mood for the bang bus of Matilda tonight. But anyway, yeah. So yeah, that's alien talk. Oh wow, this is some great fan art. Oh my God, someone made some great fan art of a Men on a Mission logo. Oh, I gotta show this. Ooh. Wow. Someone went out of their way here. Yeah. Why? Why even make it? You could have just saved your time by doing nothing. Jeez. Well, anyway, it's about that time. Somebody do their plugs. I think it's time to go. Well, I know we'll be here Friday at 10 o'clock. This week, boring week, just nothing but work. So there wasn't really anything to talk about there at all. Just boring work. No, wait, there was one, but it's not recent. I was reminded of this a while back. I'll save it. It's too good of a story to blurt out at the end, and I'm not passionate, so I better just hang on to it. Be here Friday, unless for some reason I have a reason to go on during the week, which you can't imagine that's going to happen unless aliens are real and I need to do some coverage. But yeah, be here Friday. We'll talk about whatever's going on that week. Hopefully we'll have some funny videos to watch. Steve, if you're still listening, if you got anything good and transformative by then. No rush tonight. Don't rush to look for anything tonight. But if you can think of anything that we might want to sit and watch, it could be Cobes, it could be an old Josh, it could be an old, I don't care, anything. We could do that too. It's just whatever, because we want to have like a little bit of a hang and have something on there. I'm not plugging Matilda. Will not plug Matilda. And oh well, Elet Chickens, always a pleasure to have on. So hopefully he can come on if he wants to. Maybe you'll have. Well, I would say by then, both of you all might have some more news about uh, what's been going on in the strike verse. I mean, kind of going out. I am wondering though. It's like is it is there also problems afoot with just YouTube constantly training its AI to look for more and more and more shit to take down based on language used, sentences said. Like there's this I demoed this AI program that's used to monitor conversations held between healthcare professionals. And yeah, it was great. It was very impressive, very, very frighteningly impressive, but it didn't understand when people are like joking or just having levity and not really meaning what they're saying. So I'm wondering, I'm not saying this right, but like when you, okay, if I'm talking about a video game, for example, and I'm like, I'm about to shoot that motherfucker's head off, does the AI understand that you're talking about a video game? I don't think it does yet. So I wouldn't even be, saying that just now was risky. So, Leon's going to shoot that zombie in the fucking head. And they might be like, oh, well, no one has ever said that before. That's real shocking behavior. So, we'll find out. I mean, eventually, what I would love it won't happen because it's hard to get anyone to move. But, I would love it if YouTube would crack down on its rules so hard that it would force tons of people to finally say, no more, we're going to YouTube, and enough audiences start going that it's not impossible for a small channel like me to go to Rumble and actually start getting a little audience going on. Whereas we know right now, like if I quit YouTube and just went, I just said, I'm exclusive to Rumble, I ain't getting one person at a time. 2 would be the maximum that would ever watch, because you just can't get people to go over there. And and that's how I feel about Rumble. I can't imagine ever. I don't know that I've ever watched 1 second of Kick. And isn't there one called Pump? Or am I making that up because it sounds like it would go hand in hand? Kick and Pump. But if there is, I've never watched 1 second of anyone on them. And then I'd be interested in those, is Kick just like Rumble where you can pretty much say and do whatever you want, or are they like kind of middle ground? Because I have heard about people, Paul Miller, I heard about him having a Kick channel and getting kicked off. But I was thinking, that might make sense. Someone, I forgot to fucking mention this. This might be something good to go out on. This is an old story that I never really got into because it dawned on me days after what actually happened. Sorry, trying to keep my lips off of this thing. I drink this as I sleep, so I don't want to taste my own paint in the middle of the night. Anyway, so Halloween, I'm doing a version of the Joker makeup, and I'm walking around town, right? Because where I live is very walkable. And as I'm walking around town, I got bad intel, and one of the clubs here was supposed to open early. And I had a game plan for Halloween of where I was going to go and how long I was going to stay, so I could maximize getting all over DFW. And And I even did a stream that night with Tuki's friend. So I had a plan. Well, the club that I was going to go to first, because it was the closest thing. So I was just going to leave the house and go there for a minute and then leave. Well, they weren't fucking open. And while I was like checking the doors, I got into like a quick conversation with some other Halloween people that also got that same bad intel. It's like, they're not open yet. Or they're like, nah, I guess they're closed. I guess, the people that put up their hours operation, took stupid pills that day. But on the fucking way out of there, this fucking black crackhead on a bicycle came up to us. Just riding his bike like a crackhead. Yellowest eyes I've ever fucking seen. And we all felt it. We all was like, oh God, this fucking guy is gonna say something completely retarded, and he probably doesn't know it's Halloween. And he looked at me and he said, aren't you that racist clown in the KKK? And in the heat of the fucking moment, I had people there. I just gave him a sideways look and I don't know what the fuck you're talking about at all. I'm dressed up for Halloween. And he mumbled something thug life and on his bicycled away. It didn't hit me at that moment that fucking guy was probably talking about Paul Miller. So I was like, I went back and I turned to the people I was talking to about the club not being open. What the fuck was that crackhead talking about there? What kind of a random way was it that he was wanting to pick a fucking fight or whatever the fuck that was with me? And I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but I always have a crossbody bag on me. Do you want to guess what is inside of this Hugo Boss crossbody bag at all times that I'm wearing at all times? It rhymes with fun and it holds 16. So I was like, I had my hand on it. I did not want to do anything. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going that direction. I did not want to, but there is no way I am fucking around with some crackhead on a bicycle. And yeah, it hit me later. It's like, oh, he was probably talking about fucking Paul Miller. And still, it's like, that's the first thing you thought of when you saw me was that guy. Anyway, but yeah, I heard he had a kick channel and got kicked off of it. Let me go back up. I'm sorry. I was ranting. The Mimiverse is rotting. All corners of it are becoming flakes and gray flakes. That gray flakes. I don't have a Rumble channel. I was just rambling. I guess I technically do because I have an account there. I guess it's just like YouTube where I guess I could start uploading stuff and going live if I wanted to. I've never looked into it and I just know no one would go. It's like it's going to take something massive and I could just feel it coming. Something massive is going to cause people to like flock to Rumble. I mean, one of the big things is that, that Dr. Disrespect guy has a gigantic audience there, but he still has a YouTube channel. So it's not like he's exclusive to Rumble. I don't know what's going to take, and I really don't know why people don't do it. I mean, I get it. It's hard to get someone to do something new, even when someone makes it as inconvenient as possible. Like if you watch YouTube by the rules, like if you're like on your regular computer and your regular browser and you're watching it on Chrome, so you're sitting through all the ads that it makes you sit through and this, that, and the other. It's like how how much are they going to have to just pound you with inconvenience before, you just say, I'm never going to even use YouTube again to, look up some, let alone like what a lot of us, I think, do, like me. I'm playing a game and I got something on as a second screen, like Osmond Gold or whatever. I just got something playing that I can kind of listen to while I'm doing my challenges and stuff. Like, to where it's like, okay, I'm playing my game. Oh, God, I got to pause my game because I got to skip the ad. All right, now I can go back to my game. Oh, another ad. And that's why I bring up, use Firefox or Brave or something like that. But the reason I'm not on it here is because the streaming software that I found that's $9 a month so I can do this cheesy little stream with you all, it pretty much only works with Chrome. So I'm stuck with using Chrome if I'm live streaming. But in real life, I don't ever touch that godforsaken thing. I don't know why anyone, like, is there anyone out there that's a Chrome truther? Like, I love Google Chrome. I feel like I'm in control of my data. Or, of course, Microsoft Edge, which is so poorly thought of, no one even calls it Microsoft Edge. They still call it Internet Explorer. No one's ever going to call it Microsoft Edge. You'll get people to call it Microsoft Gooning before they'll call it Microsoft Edge. Microsoft Edge and Internet Explorer have been the MySpace of browsers forever. Well, unless you count like whatever the fuck Linux is. Does anyone even know someone that's tried to use Linux? I've tried to understand what the fuck it is for my whole life. Ever since I first heard that you could install it on PlayStation 2 to like use it as a browser, and I thought, oh, okay, so there is something that I could use to browse the internet on my TV like my Dreamcast. But then every time I went to look into it, it sounded like it basically sounded as confusing as building a computer from scratch. I was like, no, thanks. No. That's I want to take over Microsoft one day and just rename it. I'll force like an update to force an update to everyone. And when you open Chrome, it says Chrome is for subhumans on it. I mean, think about all the inconvenient things about it. Like, okay, most jobs, like most of us nerds on the internet with our laptop jobs, our office for some reason, everyone's office for some reason forces you to use Chrome for everything. And no one knows why. It just is what it is, and no one can explain it. And what does Chrome not do? Chrome doesn't remember your username to save your soul. Certainly doesn't remember any password you've ever used. Doesn't matter. It's not saved in any sort of locker. If your computer shuts down unexpectedly at work and you reopen it, it's logged you out of everything in existence. If you don't keep a notepad on your computer with all of your, usernames and passwords, you're fucked. You are fucked. So, but why does every business on earth just they claim the generic explanation I get is something with security. I'm like, I can't imagine this thing's secure at all. Oh well. Well, I still call X Twitter. I mean, as cool and hip as I am. Well, I found out one use. the Linux controls. Yeah, see, for me to understand that, Elliot Chicken, I would It'd basically be like dropping off computer parts in the middle of Africa and just say, "Put this together." Just yeah. And I'm not doing the thing where I'm like I'm claiming it. So I'm claiming it is far too advanced for. I will never look into it. It's just that there. It is 540 times 9 million for me to ever even think about trying to understand what the fuck Linux is. Yeah, I heard about that forever. It's like you could install Linux on a PlayStation 2. And I'm like, and I just wanted a browser. I just wanted to be able to get on the internet. That's all. Get on the internet on my TV. That's that was my first way I ever got on the internet was the Dreamcast. And I believe they said the Sega Saturn you could too, but I never had a Sega Saturn. I mean, the Sega Saturn may as well have not even existed. I honestly don't even think I heard of it. And in the world I live in, I heard of Sega Genesis and then nothing until Sega Dreamcast. I did hear about, well, was it 3DO? Was it 3DO that had the gigantic game cartridges that were as big as like 2 VCR tapes? Because I had a girlfriend that had a fucking 3DO or whatever it is that I'm thinking of. I apologize. I do not know. And I remember we were playing like whatever their version of Street Fighter 2 was on that. I don't know what it was called, but I remember it was like, I remember hearing back then that whatever this thing was, it was like $1,500. Yeah, I miss mine. I mean, technically, I still have one, but it's in storage in the Northeast, and that's there's probably about a 1% chance I'm ever going to go up there. And the only way I would get my stuff is if I pay to have all that shit mailed to me, and I'm just not gonna do it. So, yeah. So unless I have a reason to ever go up to the Northeast, there's a lot of collectibles and shit like my old Dreamcast that I'm just never gonna see again. But I mean, hell, that's for some reason when I moved out of there for good. I see why I didn't bring the Dreamcast. I was never going to plug it in or anything. I wasn't going to do anything with it. But I even left behind my Wii U, which I was still kind of using. The Wii U, I think like with everybody that bought it, it wasn't never their primary game system, even though it was pretty cool having that, tablet as a controller, which made it super easy for games with maps. You didn't have to like pause your game and look at a map. You could just look down. There's no more of that pausing shit to look at a map. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. For some reason, like Marvel versus Capcom on the Dreamcast, I felt alive playing it on the Dreamcast. It felt like that game was meant for the Dreamcast, and you felt life coming from it. It felt more alive playing it on the Dreamcast than it did playing it at the arcade, in my opinion. Also, another one that's to me synonymous is Resident Evil Code Veronica. And it wasn't. They didn't even get Code Veronica X. They just got regular Code Veronica. Not that Code Veronica X really had very much more. It had like 30 seconds of extra stuff. That was about it. Retro consoles on a slippery slope. Dreamcast disc drops fail, and you have to get them for 200 memory card. Oh boy. Yeah, it was weird. Like I knew about Dreamcast used their own proprietary disc. It was a GD-ROM. It was a weird 1 gig, not a DVD, but a 1 gig disc of some sort. Apparently, it was super easy to hack it. I ended up getting like homebrew games on it and getting it to work pretty simple for someone with not a lot of time or never any patience. If it was any more complicated than click, turn on, play, I wasn't fucking doing it. That's why I never like. I know this is a side road, but you know how there was that time where a lot of us that loved games like the original arcade version of Killer Instinct, and it was before Xbox, Xbox One or whatever, finally, got the rights to it and created that updated Killer Instinct game while also releasing that arcade perfect Killer Instinct game. It's like if you wanted to play it in that in-between time, you had to play that that mod or whatever you call it. And like, man, wow. Getting those things to work were complicated for me. It never was as simple as, download this for your arcade machine. Now what game do you want to play? Download this one file. And now you have your game and now you can play it. It was never that simple. It seemed like it was always you have to download and install 500 different things and just hope that you did it right. I got exactly one game to play right, and that was Killer Instinct. And I still remember this day. It seemed like I had to download and install and learn how to ABC, XYZ, 10 different things. But I might have just been unlucky, and there might have been a super easy way to do it, and I just never found out about it. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about too. You burn a 700 meg disk, we just have more space, something to do with compression. It's like with. I just think that those companies had their own compression software that was never meant for the public, so it wasn't something that we would ever hear about anyway. So that's the simple way I put it. It's like I always say, it's like, the FBI, the CIA have monitoring programs that they use that we will never hear the names of these programs in a million zillion years. And if we do hear the names of these programs, it's fake intel put out there. I've felt that way about whatever magic they do in a video game software compression, because there was like games like the original like Resident Evil 2 and 3 and I think Code Veronica maybe. There were some games that I was amazed how much they were able to compress and put on like an N64 disc, and it still looked like PlayStation. And on top of it, well, we all remember from N64 days, we didn't have to worry about load. It was just there. It was next stage, just ready to go. No waiting. I think I know what you're talking about. This juggler stack of yeah. Oh boy. I'm somehow getting smaller and smaller on my own stream while I keep this picture a logo of Men on a Mission up for no reason. But yeah, I don't know. Marvel versus Capcom, that takes me back to a much simpler time, much funner time in my life. Of course, Killer Instinct does too. I guess Dream, played 99% of the time Marvel versus Capcom at home, but there would be the occasional Aladdin's Castle or something like that where you could go and play it. I went to a tournament one time for Marvel versus Capcom 1 or 2 or whatever. I think it was 2. And I was doing pretty good at it until I met this motherfucker that was playing as Storm, and I believe Storm had this ultra cheap tactic where she could just basically float into the upper right corner and was impossible to be hit, and she could just sling like her tornadoes at you. So once I met someone that was doing a pretty cheap tactic, but it's in the game, so can you really say it's an illegal tactic? No. Once I met someone like that, then I lost, and then I was like, yeah, that's not why I was here. I was gonna play straight up against people, not basically have to worry about it turning into a bunch of storm versus storm people just floating up into the upper left or right corners and throwing tornadoes at one another. Power Stone was fun with 4 people. Yeah, God, it was. But anyway, it's about that time. So I'm going to get out of here. Looks like I played a couple of minutes of Resident Evil, so I lived up to the title of today's stream. And I wished everybody a happy Mother's Day. So I've completed all of my challenges for my completion points. So I'll see whoever wants to stop by on Friday, and y'all have a great night. See you around.